Hey there, Russ here. Welcome back to the shop. I've had this uncontrollable urge to ramble and ramble for the last 3 days, and now I've realized why. It's been over a week since I put out a video. No wonder, I'm out of control. So today we're going to go a little overboard. So stay tuned for some rambling. First thing I really kind of want to ramble. Oh, first off, let me say, because I didn't ramble for so long, I am now going to do a rambling today. I've got something I want to talk about, and we'll do that one tomorrow. And the day after that, I have a third one. So I have 3 things I'm going to talk about, boom, 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 on video, about things I think you'll really enjoy doing. First, before we get into those, I want to talk about, I got a comment from a friend of mine, B&O Craftsman, Chris over there, and he asked me to join in with doing a 10 most wanted woodworking gifts that you would want to get or something along that line. I can't remember the exact theme. And I told him, I said, if you want to know what the 10 most recommended tools that I would recommend, just look at my wish list, you know. But anyway, in all honesty, I thought he really was onto something, though, and I got to thinking about it. And I was thinking, maybe, because you see a lot of those, the best 10 gifts to give to somebody. I thought maybe I would do is I think I'd like to do a video, and I'd like to see if there's anybody else out there that does videos that would love to do it too, is what is your most go-to gifts that you make to give to somebody, or that you would make to give to somebody? And I'm not talking about the once-in-a-lifetime gift, but just something straightforward and simple because, oh, I need to make a gift and I got to give it out, or I got to give 3 gifts to 3 people. What am I going to make? And let me give you an example of that. Over the years, I have probably made more little back scratchers like this than anything else in the world. I probably made close to 100 of these things and given away as gifts. And I'd be willing to bet that 75% of the ones that I've given, they still have after many, many years. And this is something that's become very popular, and I was surprised. And it's so easy to do. And I use this little handle here that I buy. I think Rockler sells it now, and it was someplace else that I bought mine when I bought, but I bought like 50 of these things at one time, and I went back and reordered more because I saw how fast I was using them up. But I used to have a whole bunch of these, and if I needed to make a gift, this is one I made real quick and easy. So that kind of thing. What is your go-to gifts that you make that are quick and easy if you all of a sudden have to make gifts? I think that would be an interesting thing, see how different shops have different ideas about that. Maybe even help me pick up some new ideas of what to make for gifts for people. So anyway, so I thought maybe the top 5 that you would make if you were going to make them or something. And I'd like to see if maybe there's other people out there that do videos like I do. If you're interested in doing this, leave me a comment, and maybe what we could do is put it together and collaborate, putting that out there and saying if everybody watches them all at the same time. And I'll make sure I mention your channel and your video, and you can do that for mine at the same time when we put them both out. Just a collaboration of it at the same time. So it would be a time coordinated thing, and would try to get some kind of standards of what we're going to look at. So it's open for a discussion. I would love to do it. I hope Chris will join this, since it was his idea to begin with, kind of. But if anybody out there is interested, let me know, and we'll see if we can put together some kind of collaboration. If not, I think I may do this video on my own if I don't hear any response on it. So let me know what you think, your ideas. And those of you that don't do it, I would love to hear your comments when I finally make this. I would love to hear some of your ideas about that sort of thing too. So if you have an idea about gifts you love to make, I think in your shop, I would love to hear a lot of those good ideas, because I'll tell you, I think that's something that we could probably all use as some new ideas about making new gifts for people. So anyway, the next thing I wanted to mention real quick is tomorrow's video is going to be about that right there. That thing. And yes, it has to do with my Fogs series. Fogs. Forced off-grid survival. Fogs. Yeah, anyway, it's something that's added to the whole scheme. I can explain it all, but we'll do that tomorrow because I've been working on that, and I'm now ready to put that into to work, so it's not going to be out here. So I thought maybe I'd show you real quick what I've done to it to make it functional for what I do with it and why. So there's a lot of films out there, videos out there about that little can. That's that 14-gallon gas can that you can buy. And there's a lot of them out there about how to improve it and how to get it to work. So, but it deserves its own video, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. After that, then we're going to talk about my workstation. I've done a lot of improvements in here, and I'm really getting very happy with it. So I thought maybe we should do a tour of this thing real quick. So I think on the third day, we'll do a tour of this thing. So today, the main thing I want to talk about is some of the electronic things that I really did and what I'm going to be doing real quick with some of that. Because as I told you, I'm working on a lot of stuff that has to do with the Ryobi battery. For example, when I made my little power supply that runs on the Ryobi. So instead of plugging it into the wall, I plug it into here, and I can adjust my voltage. It was a great little unit. I actually made a couple of improvements to it. I added this little prescription bottle here that just snaps down to the lid, and it has my 2 leads in there for the banana connection here, and alligator clips on the other end. So right off, I have my 2 leads that I would need right here quickly with the whole unit. The other thing I did is I also had this little cap here that George made for me a while back, and I put one of those Ryobi clips on it, and they just stood up, and I would just put alligator clips. I'd throw this on top of the battery like that, and then I'd just connect the alligator clips to it. Well, I've since added the banana clip capability to this, so if I just want the raw power, I can slip that on there, and then whatever's in that battery, I'm going to get it right there, so I can adjust or do what I want, hook up whatever I want to it. Let me get rid of her. She's sitting here asking for something. There you go. Yeah, go on, go lay down. Shop dogs, you gotta love them. Anyway, that gives you your raw power. So I just kind of keep that one on a little post right here on the whole kit. So these nice little improvements I made have really made this a little nicer. Also, I'm seriously considering adding the little cigarette lighter plug in here, so that instead of here, I can just plug into a cigarette lighter. I do have a lead that goes from this to a cigarette lighter, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a thought. But that's nice little improvements I made on that, and that thing really works nicely. I keep it back in there when I store it until I need it. I also got this little module here. Instead of that that buck converter there, which has the little adjusters here for both voltage and current, but you have to use a little pocket screwdriver. This one is just a voltage control only, volt regulator, and it has its own external knob, so you don't need this silly nonsense of the screwdriver or anything. So I thought maybe I'd take this and hook it up with a volt ammeter onto one and make the same receptacle so that this will set down on there, give you a quick, fast, any voltage you want from 20 volts down. You're not going to control anything other than just get the voltage to where you want, whether you're running at 5 volts or 10 volts or 12 volts, up to 20 volts. You'll be able to run from this. It's a simpler version of this, basically. I thought I'd give that one a try and see how that worked. The big difference between that one and this one is this one I'll have about half the amount of money wrapped up in it than I do in that one. So, and sometimes really you just need to control the voltage, let the amps are controlled by whatever you're plugging in. So, I'm going to make a project out of one of these two. When I get that done, I'll show that to you. And that one I'll probably box in and make it a nice looking unit, similar to the way I did that Ryobi 12 volt battery charger. So, anyway, that's my project. The other thing I just did recently is up in this cabinet, I have this thing here. That I also got. And this is just a load tester. And I know you've seen these out there. I just finally decided it's time to invest in one. So I bought one off of Amazon. But the thing is this thing is pretty fragile. You got to be real careful with it. So storing it especially, I just took the inside cover that this thing was shipped in, this plastic cover, and I hot glued it to a piece of cardboard. So now it's pretty sturdy. I can control, this is the power supply for it, And this just sits in here nice and sturdy and safely sits in there. It survives shipping, so it ought to be able to survive in my shop in this thing. And I just put the cover back on it for dust protection. So when I'm not using it, I just keep it up here in this cabinet. Right up here, like so. So, anyway, that's what I've kind of done with all my electrical. Tomorrow we'll do something about the fogs. We'll talk about that and see where that is. I hope that's an interesting subject. If not, the next day I'll be coming out with another one. I'm going to try to come out with a few videos for a while to make up for what I've been slacking in lately. So, anyway, that's about it, what I wanted to get off my chest. I feel a lot better about my rambling now. If you have any comments, any thoughts about anything that we talked about here, or maybe something new, then just leave it in the comments. I definitely read them all, sometimes more than once. So if you have any questions, especially, I try to respond. If you like this video or you learned something here, hit that like button. It lets me know that I did something right. Most importantly, though, come back again, because I'm nowhere near done. Thanks, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. We'll see you later. Bye.